Welcome back to the Waiting Game, chapter 35. This is our third episode. Of course, I'm here, Maggie. You have Tanya, you have Victoria, and you. So we are so excited you're joining us today. Victoria, what is on the table for us to discuss today?
All right. So, before we do that, we have to, it was one of our castmates' birthday yesterday. So we're going to say happy birthday to Cherie. Hello. Happy birthday.
Yes.
Happy birthday.
Yes, y'all. Give us some on the cash app. Give us something for her birthday. All right. So I had a discussion with someone who's an older lady who's been in our lives since we were little. And she said, what are you doing about getting married? All that. What you think about dating, all that, the good stuff that old people ask us a lot. So she said, are you ready to, if you get a man, and he might not be what you think he gonna be right now. You're like, oh, well, he got this and he got that. Are you ready to teach him, okay? Teach him, redefine him, rearrange him, and realign who he is as a man to be what you might think that he can be. So we're going to just go around and listen to see what you guys think about that. Because I sent that to the girls, but they was like, what are you talking about? So we'll go ahead and start with Cherie. Let's go. Cherie, let's go.
What? Okay, so I mean, like, I need some more clarification. Like, teach, realign, redefine.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing?
So, I think that she was saying that, like, are you ready to teach a man? Like, okay, when I looked at these words, I said, okay, these are some big words, and they can mean so many things. So they can mean, like, what if you meet a guy who's not a family man? What you gonna do, Cherie? You're gonna have to rearrange how he is about family, correct? So are you willing to do that?
Okay, see, okay, so my whole thought process was that, because I'm still learning that we still have to, I guess, quote unquote, all those things: teach, rearrange, realign, redefine our men, but I think as well as the husbands have to do so for the women as well, because it's going to be something that they don't like. They're going to be like, but at the same time, I think it's like not a give and take. But as I serve my man, he's going to serve me. So as I am teaching him, he's going to teach me. As I'm like realigning whatever that needs to be realigned, then he's going to be doing that to me as well. But I ain't gonna lie, my first instinct was like, why am I teaching you anything? That's why I went to. That's why I needed clarification, because why am I realigning you? What do I have to redefine? Like, I don't.
Marie, that's what I agree with. Like, when she said, I was like, I felt like when she said that, yes, I'm willing to teach someone, but first of all, they have to be willing to talk. And the other thing that popped in my head was, are we looking at potential? So it sounds like, what's the potential in a man? Are we trying to change a man? And I've always been told, right, you can't change anybody. It's hard enough to change, work on yourself. So you can't change. So then that's where I do teaching, realigning, redefining, rearranging. That's a lot. I mean, that is a workload. Like, how much do we have to work on teaching, rearranging, realigning? And I'm like, is that a whole lot of potential? And does he want to do that? So I think the person has to be willing, like you said, give and take.
Yeah.
The two people have to be willing to work together and definitely learn from each other.
What you thinking, Tanya? Tanya, what you thinking?
I'm thinking the same thing, as far as rearranging, definitely for me, because, on the first episode, I was talking about, dating and time-wise and finding that balance with time. So I'm definitely going to have to rearrange my life for the man that I meet in order to put in that time for us to have time to date, for us to have alone time, because I am a single parent. So, do I want him around my son? Do I want to keep having, family, quote unquote, family dates, where, we meet at the park and, we can sit and talk when my son's playing or something like that? Or, you know, I have to find that balance, find that time to rearrange, you know, if I want to go to the gym or if I want to have date nights every Friday now. I'm used to coming home, going to sleep on a Friday. So if I'm going to be doing this, I would expect him to do that and to just try to find that happy medium. Because I think the age that we're at right now, being 35, you know, I would hate for somebody to be older, because I definitely see that, you know, you can kind of get stuck in your ways with how you want, what you want, when you want.
Right.
And
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about the age. Okay, hold on. Let's back up just 2 seconds, okay? So about dating older, because the lady who told me this, she followed up and said, "Would you be willing to date an older man?" I said, I mean, it depends. Like, this is what I said. If he's older, he must be willing to have children. And he has to be a healthy, vibrant older. Not, you know, because by the time, I mean, let's say that's a whole nother conversation about what age range would you go. But I feel like sometimes older guys seem to kind of click a little bit more. Like they get it a little more. Because it used to be when we were younger, oh, well, that men ain't ready till they 30. Okay, we're past 30. Right. Men ain't ready till 35. Okay. Right. So now we pushed it back and we're on 40. So
well, you think they're so y'all know my track record, and for the people out there that
old men, older men.
But what I realized is a lot of the same, I shouldn't say the same. Older men do tend to know what they want, and I think that was an attractive trait in them. They know what they want, but then at the same time, I think that scared me. So then I would say a lot of things came along with older men. They already had kids. They might have been married and divorced, which nothing is wrong with that, but it's a lot to take on as a single woman, no kids, and coming into all of that. So was I willing to do that? And then that whole rearranging, I think to what Tanya said, the whole rearranging, redefining, and then setting their ways. It's a harder road and a harder pill to swallow if you're dating somebody a lot older than you are.
Okay, so I actually want to go back to Cherie's point. She's like, we're doing this together, okay? You teaching me, I'm teaching you. You redefining me, I'm redefining you. Of course it's going to be, but I even said this earlier to someone else, to Meg, that I feel like if I'm the woman that God is trying to get me to be, or, you know, craving me and doing all this stuff and saying, okay, this is who I want you to be, then that man will be taught. He'll be redefined, he'll be realigned, and he'll be rearranged. I won't have to do nothing, because God is if I'm that woman, I'm going to bring that out of him. If I'm that woman, because you know, guys, how we do, because we are the emergency, you know, the EMTs, okay? We're the EMTs. We've known each other as the EMTs. What happens is, these guys, they need us to be like, hey, I just want you to be proud of me. I just want you to say, hey, I'm doing okay. Like, I'm really not feeling good. Can you help me? Can you help me? They did that to us. We gave to those men. We were the ones to restore them back to where they need to be. So this question right here, when she said that, I said, well, hello, I've been doing that. I've been teaching. I've been rearranging. I've been doing that. So I'm like, where he at? What's going on? What's this? Now, see, Maggie made a great point. Is he ready to receive that? Is he ready to receive being taught? Is he ready to say, you know, like, without us trying to be their mother? I'm not trying to be nobody's mama. I'm not trying to raise no 35, 40-year-old men. No. I'm trying to be a support. So, Maggie, you were right. Cherie, you right. I was wondering, these topics, what she said, I was like, wait a minute, ma'am. These are very intense words. Because she's like, you guys are 35, you're beautiful. Why you ain't got no man? Okay, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, okay? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Right, but Victoria, with being like reteaching, realigning with those things, like let's say we meet a guy, he's willing to, you know, have something in common. We have some things in common, but not everything. And let's say I'm trying to teach him like to be an outdoorsy person, to kind of be sociable, but we might find a man who likes being a homebody, who likes staying at home, maybe not like being sociable. Are you willing to, Maggie, Cherie, Vicky, are you willing to be taught to be a homebody? You know what I'm saying? Like Cherie was saying, give and take. Or is that a deal breaker? If I'm trying to teach you to be involved in social life, to go to these events with my friends, to go on these couples trips, you know, we want to take couples trips, go double date, you know, things like that, go to church together. What if he is a homebody? Because that can lead into, you know, deal breakers. Like, what is dating? You really have to define what you want to reteach, realign. And if he doesn't like that, being older men, they might be stuck in their ways, right? They might already know what they like. No, I know I don't like going out to eat. No, I don't like going out on double dates with other couples. I don't know them people. They your friends. They ain't my friends. You know, you got people like that. So what are you?
We have a lot of people like that.
Are you going to check out, dismiss him, and be like, okay, he doesn't want to do these things, or are those deal breakers? You know, because that's a lot of words. Reteach, realign.
That is a lot of work.
Right.
To me, but see, to me, when you're specific like that, you are looking for a husband. You ain't looking for nobody to just chill with on Friday night. When you're trying to reteach, redefine, realign, and those things match up, that's your mate. To me, that's how I look at it. I'm like, okay, if I'm doing all this work, now mind you, he has to do his work too, though. It can't be me just reteaching you and then I become the leader. And I don't believe that I am the leader.
Right.
Not in a relationship.
What you think, Maggie? Because I'll take you back to
you. Maggie, we ready on you, baby.
To the older man, but you said these men ain't committed.
They're not. They're not committed. So hello.
I thought that was a really great question because I've experienced that several times, right? Because y'all know, from work to side hustle to side businesses to family to church to everything else I'm involved in, I am always on the go. And I did date someone in the past that was truly a homebody in work. And I was like, how is this gonna, like, I want to be out there with me, right? That was that relationship. And then I realized, okay, I didn't think it would work, but I was like, I think this is what I really want. And I go back years ago, I think this was probably 10 years ago. This guy, I was having a conversation with a guy and he was like, Maggie, you're gonna have to decide if you really want a husband. Are you cool with a husband that's willing to stay at home, not out there cheating, working on the yard, likes to be a mechanic, whatever, versus him everywhere you have to be? And honestly, you might have to make that choice and decision. Is that what you want? And will you be okay with it? Or if you marry somebody like that 10 years down the road, will you be like, I can't deal with this because this is not me, and you want to be on the go, 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 go. But then I fast forward my life now at 35 and dealing with someone now who's made me realize I need to slow down. I want to slow down. I want to learn, like, I don't have to be everywhere. I don't have to be involved in everything, and people will be okay. I am not holding things together, and it's okay. So now I'm realizing at 35, Maggie, slow your butt down, sit down, stay at the house, watch a movie, up and down the road. So I am willing to learn. I am willing to slow down, and I am willing to have a balance and meet that person in the middle where I feel like I'm not changing me, but I'm evolving and growing and realizing I don't have to be a part of everything. So
are you sure, Maggie, you cool with that? Let me tell you, I'm for real. Because I haven't had that before.
Right.
I haven't had, you know, I ain't had no man take me out. I ain't double dated. I haven't gone on a couple's trip. So if you want to be a homebody, that ain't cool. You know, you still gonna have me out here going to these events looking like a single one.
Right. It has to be a balance, right? What I'm saying now will probably be okay, let's go on a couple's trip. Let's do whatever, right? But I'm not going to be out every weekend at every family function event at every time your cousin, second and third cousin have an event. I'm not about to be at everything. But couples trip, cool. That's something super important to you. Let's go. Somebody's dinner, your parents, whatever, let's go. But all this other random stuff, all these other random functions,
right.
Because
I think it depends on the event. Like the event has to
It does. Because some events he's gonna have to chalk it up and get out the house.
Right.
So, some events he's going to have to chalk it up and get out the house. And you know, as my husband, I'll deal with it later. I'll give you whatever you ate with later. But now, just please.
See, that's the thing. So when it comes down to us making those compromises, he is willing to do those things that he might not like because of the relationship, because it most likely it will be a God ordained relationship. Because if it's not, then that's where you have troubles and where you have conflicts and, you know, discord and all that. Because now you're like me, and it's like no, it's we. Thank you. You serve me. We. That's how we get this thing going.
No, because you know, actually, my mom said something. Because you know, they always listening to what we say, y'all. Always, even if we in the other room. So that's a whole other show. Yeah.
Skittles.
So she said, right. Yep, call names for that too. So she said, let me tell you something. If your husband is a homebody, when you met him, he gonna be a homebody afterwards. When you marry him, he's not gonna change. He is not gonna change. If he wanna be in the house, he gonna stay in the house. I know a lot of women, actually older women, who marry their husbands, they be in these streets. They be in these streets and their husband is chilling at the house watching TV and they've made it work. I'm like, okay.
But I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure they at least came out every once in a while. But they know their wife, just like they know their husband. And they like, okay, I can deal with this. We good. I mean, now, but on the flip side, for us four, I'm like, I don't see us. I think because we live so much. Okay, we live, and I think we're at that point where it is going to be a pick and choose what kind of event that we're going to go to. And most of the time, I think if we do have an introvert or just a person that just like to be at home, just in general, I think they would go out because they're going to see, well, Boo be at the house all the time. Yeah, because
people do it all the time.
Going on? Unless we like, hey, we about to plan a trip, or hey, it's a a birthday party or something like that. We chilling.
So then I ask you or y'all, how important is it for your mate to blend in with your friends right up in here? How important is it for him to be able to blend in with what we got going on, our inside jokes, our show, whatever? Is he, or how important is that to you for him to be that way?
Now, what you mean by blending in? In my mind, when you first said it, I thought like he's gonna have to be okay, have to be like acceptable, like have to be. Now, hindsight 2020. What man is gonna be like, no, you can't do this podcast? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't hang out with your friends because it's not like we're
jealous ones.
I think that's the main thing. We're not disrespectful women. We know if each one of us have a significant other, we respect each other's spaces and we give time, we give thought into all of our decisions, and we come together as a sisterhood and be like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I got planned. How can we maneuver this, that, and the third? So I think for us, I don't think it'll be like a big deal. Now, when it comes to meeting y'all,
correct. Because that was coming next.
I can't even.
That was coming next.
Put myself out of the equation. When it comes to meeting us, I think they're gonna have to be on a certain caliber. But I think we already set that bar. So we set that
we did.
So even if they do come in and we don't know who they are, they're still gonna have this. I'm not gonna say manly, but they're gonna have this. This presence about them.
Confidence.
So they're gonna have this personality, confidence that when they come in, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, yo, what's up? Like,
I'm your friend.
And it's not like we like hounding them or like being disrespectful. You just want to know who you is. Like what you
they gotta be able to hold their own too. You know,
and I don't have to chase you around the room like, oh,
right.
I don't want to have to be like, oh, you okay? You okay? You okay? Gotta ask if you okay every 5 minutes. We don't do that.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
We laugh
we
a
do it
lot.
at the beginning.
Right, we do laugh a lot.
Right, and because we have so much history, even I would say a lot of people, not just guys, girls too, that come into a room with all of us,
and they get they can't handle it. They can't handle it.
Be intimidated because we have jokes from way back then.
Right.
And if you're a jealous type and be like, I ain't on the joke, or something, think something's up, you know.
We had some of those.
We're never disrespectful to anybody new, but we definitely gonna inquire about you. Oh, what you do? Oh, okay.
Right.
You know, just things like that. We'll try to get to know you too, but we respect everybody's relationship.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we respect everybody's choices of who they date.
And I think it's important, back to your question of how deep or how should they be involved with our friendship or whatever. I honestly think they should just be supportive, right? They don't have to be best guys, right? But they should be supportive of the relationship. And to Tiny's point, we know how to set healthy boundaries, right? We know how to say, we can do this. We understand the respect level. So, but Victoria, you brought up a good point earlier around women that are married whose husband is sitting
in these streets.
And they're
in these streets.
So I think a really good question, maybe even an ending question, but
it is a great question because it's ending or to go to the next show. But go ahead.
Both.
What?
This next show, baby. Go ahead.
You good.
Go ahead, Meg.
So yeah, perception, right? And what we've seen growing up. Maybe it's your parents. Maybe it's the lack of. Maybe you saw your parents out there all the time together and did it. So what is okay for you and perception of what society told us, and maybe we should think about that and talk about that on the next show.
Yes. So any last things that any of you ladies need to say before we go?
Thinking about like when we say words have meaning, of course, but some words have multiple meaning. And I know for me, my first reaction to the teach, realign, rearrange, and redefine was just like, But as
you said no immediately.
Okay, I was like, no. But as
I'm not doing any of that.
We're figuring out the real definition behind that within a relationship. That's completely different. And I know that when these questions come up, a lot of people are going to have that same pushback, like, until you realize, yes, this is a part of relationships. This is part of a lot of relationships, not just romantically. It's friendships and all.
Yep.
Family members, moms, dads, aunts, cousins, baby mamas, daddies, sister, brothers.
Because you're bringing two people together.
Two worlds.
Live two different lives. I've been in my life for 35 years. I have different experiences.
Right.
Somebody who's, 40 and live their life how they want to live. Can we find a common ground? Do we have common interests? Do we have common values? Can we communicate with one another what those things are that we like and that we want in a woman, or what he wants in, what I want in a man, what he wants.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you said, it's all about balance and common interests, commonality.
Yes. So, thank you, Maggie, for getting us to what we're going to talk about next week.
Yeah.
So, yes, of course. Happy birthday, Cherie. Put it in the cash app. I'm sure she can put it in the comments. Put a cash app. Put it up. Birthday.
What's your cash app, Cherie?
Put your cash app. What's your cash app, Cherie?
Right. It's Cherie Rose. SHEREEROSE.
Yes, give it to the people.
I'm just playing.
Give it to the people. So we want to thank you guys so much. This has always been fun, always been great. And you know what's interesting to me? We are learning stuff about each other. As long as we've been friends, we're learning things about us as an adult woman, trying to get a husband, trying to get a boyfriend, all that kind of stuff. So thank you guys. Remember Follow us on Facebook, Chapter 35. Actually, I'm sorry. The Waiting Game, Chapter 35 on Facebook, as well as on Instagram. Same line. So you're going to see us. If you see us on YouTube, we're going to put it everywhere. So don't forget to follow the page and share the link. We will see you guys later.
Hey. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Peace.